Alfonso Carlos, Infante of Spain, Duke of San Jaime, was the Carlist claimant to the throne of Spain under the name Alfonso Carlos I, and the legitimist claimant to the throne of France under the name Charles XII. Early life. Alfonso Carlos was the second son of Infante Juan of Spain, Count of Montezon, and Archduchess Maria Beatrix of Austria-Este. Since his parents separated when he was young, he and his elder brother were raised in Modena under the tutelage of his maternal uncle Duke Francis V of Modena. Military career. In 1868, Alfonso Carlos joined the Papal Zouaves, which had been formed to defend the Papal States from the army of the Kingdom of Italy. In 1869, he was promoted to the rank of lieutenant. In September 1870 he fought for the Pope during the capture of Rome, where he defended the Porta Pia. When he was ordered to surrender, he refused to give up his sword, which had belonged to his grandfather Carlos V. He escaped to Toulon in a French naval ship. In 1872 Alfonso Carlos joined the armies of his older brother Carlos, Duke of Madrid, in the Third Carlist War in Spain. He was appointed commanding general of the Royal Army of Catalonia and distinguished himself at the Battle of Alpens in July 1873 and the Siege of Cuenca in July 1874. In spite of these successes, however, the Carlists eventually lost the war, which was over by February 1876. Campaigner against dueling. Alfonso Carlos spent most of the rest of his life in Austria, where he owned castles at Puckheim and at Ebensweier near Altmünster, and a house in the Theresiengasse in Vienna. He devoted himself to the abolition of dueling. In order to gain popular support, he wrote a book on the topic in French, and several journal articles in English. He used his wide social contacts to encourage the establishment of anti-dueling leagues in the German Empire, France, Austria, Italy, Hungary, Belgium, and Spain. Claimant to Spanish and French thrones. On October 2, 1931, at the age of 87, Alfonso Carlos succeeded his nephew Jaime, Duke of Madrid, as Carlist claimant to the throne of Spain and legitimist claimant to the throne of France. He issued several manifestos to his Spanish followers, including one in August 1932 and another in June 1934. He affirmed that he would be succeeded by whoever follows me according to the Salic law and accepts our fundamental proposition of fueros regional rights. Since many Carlists believed that Alfonso Carlos heir presumptive according to the Salic law, the deposed King Alfonso XIII of Spain did not hold to traditional principles, Alfonso Carlos designated his wife's nephew Prince Xavier of Bourbon-Parma as regent of the Carlist movement. When the Spanish Civil War broke out, Alfonso Carlos instructed his Carlist followers to cooperate with the Nationalists under the command of General Francisco Franco. On September 28, 1936, Alfonso Carlos was hit by a military truck as he crossed a street in Vienna. He died the next day. His body was buried in the chapel of his castle at Puckheim. The obituary for Alfonso Carlos in the Times described him as a great gentleman, the very picture of distinction in his looks. There was in him a rare combination of uprightness, simplicity, and kindliness, and through it all there ran a vein of deep, unostentatious religious feeling. Alfonso Carlos was the last male line descendant of Infante Carlos, Count of Molina. With his death, the position of senior male descendant of King Charles IV of Spain passed to the deposed King Alfonso XIII of Spain. Marriage. On April 26, 1871, at Kleinhubich in Bavaria, Alfonso Carlos married Infanta Maria das Neves of Portugal, a daughter of King Miguel of Portugal and Princess Adelaide of Lowenstein-Wertheim-Rosenberg. They had no children. Maria das Neves accompanied Alfonso Carlos on many of his military campaigns in Spain. Publications. The effort to abolish the duel, the North American Review 175, 194-200. The Fight Against Dueling in Europe, the Fortnightly Review 90. 169 to 184. Résumé de l'histoire de la création et du développement des ligues contre la guerre et pour la protection de l'honneur dans les différents pays de l'Europe de fin November 1900 à fin October 1908. German translation. Kurzgefasste Geschichte der Bildung und Entwicklung der Ligen wieder den Zweikampf zum Schutze der Ehre in den verschiedenen Ländern Europa von Ende November 1900 bis 7. Februar 1908. Documentos de D. Alfonso Carlos de Bourbon wieder Austria Est. Ancestry.